Hey y'all. So once again, I'm sitting here and I'm finna have another conversation with y'all. I don't know which one of my YouTube channels I'm gonna put this video on. I have to think long and hard about which one to put it on. And I need to pray about it and ask God which one to put it on. But I'm still in the healing phase. I'm still in the healing process. I'm still allowing God to heal me of what was done to me, to heal me of what I've been through, to heal me of the hurt and pain, to heal me of the nightmare. You know something? When I first met my husband, when I first met him, my son was about 18 months old around that time. Roughly, he had to have been around 18 months old when my husband's mother first told me this. So when I first met my husband, my son was 6 months old. But when my husband's mother made this statement, my son was 18 months old. We were at her house hanging out, just like normal boyfriend and girlfriends do when they're dating, you know. I was at my husband's mother's house just hanging out, talking to her, you know, allowing her to get to know me getting to know her. And she made this comment. And I didn't think much about it. And I didn't think much of it when she first said it. But now when I think back on it, that was a warning. She did give me a warning in this very slick, you know, in this very slick, subtle way. She said, "Are you sure you want to be with him? Are you sure you like him? Because he crazy, girl. He crazy." And she said it in this very jokeful, subtle, soft way. She didn't make it sound like she was serious or trying to give me a warning. It sounded like she was just being the mom that moms are, and she was just probably joking around and basically saying he's a handful, but not saying it in a way that gave me warning bells. She said it in a way as if, you know, he's a cute crazy. He's a cute handful. He's a cute bit much, but not in a way as in oh, he crazy. He'll cheat on you. He'll kill you. He'll hurt you. He'll harm you. He'll take from you. Not that kind of crazy. Yeah, she was like, "Are you sure you love him? You sure you want to be with him? He crazy, girl. He crazy." That's exactly how she said it, in this jokeful, loving kind of way, as if he was a cute kind of crazy, harmless kind of crazy, you know. But now when I think about it, she warned me, and I didn't take heed to the warning because I was too young, stupid, and dumb to catch on to what she was trying to tell me. But 16 years later, when I fast forward and I'm thinking about where I'm at right now, where he's at right now, where my children are right now, what happened and how things happen. If I had just paid attention to the smallest things, the smallest warning signs, I probably could have saved myself a whole lot of headache. But I'm glad that I learned the lessons, because now I know what to look out for. God allowed me to go through what I went through to make me stronger. He did, you know. And then something else I want to share. I never had any problems with my husband's sister. We were always cool, but we never really were close or anything like that. But all of a sudden, as of a year and a half ago, all of a sudden, she's my aunt. She became. I apologize, y'all. My video got interrupted because of a notification. But my husband's sister and I, we never had any problems with each other and never had any kind of negative interaction with each other. In my eyes, she was always innocent and cool until a year and a half ago. And I'm gonna tell you, this is how it all started. How our breakup started, how our last fight started, how pretty much just the tail end of what happened, this whole entire freaking tornado of a breakup, tornado of a fight, tornado of custody battles, tornado of everything. Just how this tornado started. We had went to his sister's house in Shreveport for Christmas, and this was in 2020, I think, or it might have been in 2019. It was either in 2019 or 2020. We went to his sister's house in Shreveport for Christmas to celebrate and have Christmas at his sister's house with his family and my children and him and myself. And somebody, I forget who brought this up, but somebody in his family brought up the idea of us, which is himself, me, and our children, moving to Shreveport down to where him and his family is at. His mother at the time was still living in California, and she had not retired yet. But she was making plans to move to Shreveport as well, because I guess she wanted to be closer to her daughter. But I already had moved my family to Austin, and I already got settled in, and I already pretty much decided to make my life permanent there in Austin. But somebody in his family came up with the idea that we should move our little family to Shreveport because that's where everybody else is. But he didn't think about what I wanted and how I felt. Number one, he never worked a job. So how dare you make a decision that can put our family in jeopardy and make us struggle even more and make things even harder when you don't even have a job. You don't even help pay bills. But you want to pick up and move our entire family to Shreveport to make your mama happy, to make your sister happy. No. My life does not belong to your mom and your sister. My life belongs to me. Now, if you want to move to Shreveport to make your mommy happy, then that's what you can do, but I'm not going to do it. And that's the mindset I had at the time, right? So make a long story short, he asked me about it. And of course, his mom and sister probably told him to ask me about it. And my response was, it's unfair of you to ask that of me. It's unfair of you to do that. Because I've already started over being homeless at least 3 times in our lifetime of being married. And I finally found a place that I like. I finally found a place where I'm stable. I'm actually making progress. I'm growing. And you gonna ask me to pick up and leave and move to Shreveport to make your mama happy? To please your mama? Is you crazy? No, I'm not doing it. It's unfair of you to ask me to do this. After all the sacrifices I have made for you, all the work that I put in to keep our family together, and you're going to ask me to do something that could put us in way worse shape than we already in, that could put us in a position to not grow, and we're growing here where we are at. It may not be easy, but we're actually making a lot of progress here. And you're going to ask me to move to a place where we just going to be stuck and stagnant and not grow? No, I'm not doing it. So unbeknownst to me, at the time, I didn't know that his mom was in on it, his sister was in on it, and they were in his ear, jabbing, convincing him why it's better for him to move himself and our family to Shreveport, and convincing him why it is the better decision and this, that, and the third. But the motive behind that was just to please his mother, because that's what his mother wanted. His mother is always about, getting her way. even if that means hurting other people to get her way. She's always been about getting her way. And unbeknownst to me, you know, the person who my husband was really married to was his mother. He was never married to me. He may have been legally married to me on paper, but up here and in his heart, he was married to his mother. He was never married to me. And it dawned on me, you know, like, that's why I always had to take the back seat to his mom when it came to a lot of things. Every time I asked him to do something for me, it was always an excuse for why he couldn't do it or why he didn't do it. But every time his mother asked him to do something, oh, he would jump to the moon in the sky and do it. But when I asked him to do something for me, it was always an excuse. And if he did do anything for me that I had asked for, it was always half-assed, like basically like I'm not important in his life. I don't matter enough, or I don't matter at all. So I always took the back seat to his mother. I always took the back seat to our children, which in a way I'm okay with, because those are my kids. I don't mind taking the back seat to my kids. But there were a lot of times where I wanted to be first in his life, and he never put me first, never at all. But when it came down to doing something that they all wanted me to do and wanted him to do, and I didn't want to do it, that's when I became a problem. When I could no longer consistently pay her rent, when her son never paid her any rent. Mind y'all, he is a man who was living in her house, a grown man that was living in her house, never got a job, never helped any of them pay bills, never helped her pay any bills. But I had a part-time job at the time, making very, very little money. But she expected me to pay the rent, the woman. But her grown son, a man, she did not expect him to pay rent. So when I went 2 or 3 months without paying her rent, not because I purposefully chose not to, it was because I was having some financial struggles and difficulties. I was trying to take care of these student loans that was stopping my husband and I from getting a place to live. And I didn't want to live with his mother forever, so I was just taking care of that. My checks were getting garnished to pay for this program to get my student loans in good standing. So for like 2 to 3 months, I had no money. And that's when I became a problem for her, is when I can no longer pay her the $200 or $300 I was paying her monthly for rent. When I could no longer pay her that, I became a problem for her. But mind y'all, that little $200 or $300 I was giving her every month, she wasn't spending that money on any bills, not on the rent that she was paying, not on the utility bills. She was taking that money that I was giving her and she was spending it on her hair and nails. But then the months that I couldn't give it to her, she claimed that I was putting her in a bind because I wasn't giving her money that she was expecting from me. But if you really needed that money bad to pay your bills or to pay partial of your rent, why was you taking that money that I was giving you when I was giving it to you and taking it to pay for your hair and your nails? Sound like to me she was taking advantage of me. Sound like to me she was using me, just like her son was using me because he never had a job, remember y'all? So the times that we did not live with his mom, he was living with me, of course, because he was my husband, under my roof. But he never had a job. He never helped me pay no bills. And when he did help pay a bill was when he was on Social Security, and that was only for like maybe a good 4 to 5 months total that he actually helped pay rent. And when the Social Security got cut off, he wasn't paying for nothing at all. So I was paying for him to have a roof over his head, paying for him to eat, paying for him to bathe his body, all these things. I basically took care of him without it really being a problem, without it being an issue. I took care of this man, y'all. But at the very end, when I decided I didn't want to be in Shreveport, he left me in Austin, stranded, alone, by myself, in a hotel. Because at the time, our credit was shot to the point where no one wanted to rent to us. So I had a difficult time finding a new place to stay when our lease ended at our condo. And that was the same time he decided to just up and leave me in Austin by myself, stranded, alone, in a hotel, because he wanted to be in Shreveport with his mommy, instead of being a real man and working things out with me, his wife, figuring out how to get us a new place to stay, figuring out some stability for us. Then one time we had a conversation. My husband and I, we had a conversation one time. And he said his mom had told him to go find him a girl to make him happy. Find him a girl to satisfy him and his needs. Find him a girl that'd distract him from all the negativity going on in his life, from going to jail, from all these just bad things. And find him a girl that'll give him a place to lay his head. Because at the time around the time I met my husband, he didn't have his own place to stay. He was staying with his mother, and he was fresh out of jail, I remember. But it dawned on me when we had a conversation about this many, many years later. He told me what his mom told him to do, but I wasn't paying attention. Like, his mom and him, they both told me what the heck they were doing. I just did not pay attention to what they were telling me, and it didn't sink in, and I wasn't really listening. When they was telling me these things, I was hearing them, but I wasn't really listening, and I wasn't paying attention, and I wasn't realizing, and I wasn't catching on to what was actually happening. But basically, his mother told him to go use a female, to go find a female to use and dump off on and take advantage of, because she wasn't going to take care of him anymore. This grown man, she was not going to take care of him anymore. So she told him to go find a female to take care of him. Unfortunately, hold on a second. Sorry about that, guys. I had to go take care of something really quick. But yeah, because I was in love, because I cared about this man, because I wanted my marriage to work, because I wanted my relationship to work, because I wanted someone to complete my son and I didn't want to believe the worst of this man or his mother or his family. But when I think about it now, I was the one, unfortunately, in life, everything is a chance, right? So unfortunately, by the roll of the dice and according to probability, I was the one who he ended up coming across. His path crossed my path, and he ended up choosing me to dump off on. He ended up choosing me to use and take advantage of. He ended up choosing me to fill his narcissistic void. So I was that woman that his mother told to use and take advantage of. I was the woman that his mother told to suck the life force out of. I was the woman that he used as his punching bag. I was the woman that he used as his sex toy. I was the woman that he had used to put food in his stomach. I was the woman that he used to keep up his grooming, to pay for his marijuana habits. You know, he's a pothead. Pretty much everything that he needed, he used me for it, including having children, because he told me this when we had a conversation. He said he never ever thought he would ever have children, and that he never ever thought that he would end up being a parent, because the way that his life was going before he met me, he was in and out of jail all the time, getting caught selling dope, stealing cars. He was in trouble with the law a lot before he met me. And he said he never thought that his life would turn out the way that it did, and he never thought that he would end up having children or even being a parent or having a wife or anything. In other words, he never saw his future being any kind of source or form of light. He thought that his future was just going to be full of darkness. But here I am. I'm the one who saved him. I'm the one who gave him a purpose in life. I'm the one who gave him the title as a husband and a daddy. I gave him those titles. I gave him hope. I gave him a life. I gave him a status. I made him feel like he was somebody. I made him feel like he was somewhat of a man, even though he's really not a man. You know, on the inside of this right here, he was never fulfilled. He was never fulfilled. But to help him keep up. Someone was calling me, but I'm not going to answer that. To help him keep up this fake facade that he had, and to help keep this mask on that he used to fool everyone around him that didn't really know him well. To help him keep up his ego and his image and all the things that he wanted to protect to upkeep this fake image that he had to uphold. He used me for that. Everything I had, he had. I was basically his come up. But when it all ended is when I decided that I didn't want to be his mom's puppet or his puppet. I didn't want to live my life for his mother or him. I wanted to live my life for me. So the very moment that I didn't do what any of them wanted me to do, that's when everything went real bad. It went south fast. That's when everything went left fast. That's when everything became real bad. And that's when I became a problem for them, is when they finally came to the realization that his mother could no longer control me and that he could no longer get his way with me. That's when I became a problem for him and that entire family. And that's when the sister all of a sudden decided that she had a problem with me, when her and I never had a problem the entire 15 years of my marriage to my husband. His sister and I never had any problems, unbeknownst to me. And maybe she always had a problem with me, and maybe she never liked me and was just good at hiding it. Just like he was good at hiding a lot of things he hid from me, and just like his mother was good at hiding things from me too. Because see, in the very beginning, his mother loved bombed me, just like he loved bombed me. You know, I was this great person. I was this great daughter-in-law. Oh, she so loved me. This woman had me fooled. She really had me believing that she really loved me. She really had me believing that she was really going to be in my corner. She really had me believing that I was a part of her family. Her son had me really believing that he really loved me. His son had me really believing that he really loved me. Her son had me really believing that he was really going to be this good man and this good husband and this good father. They had me fooled. And I'm going to tell you something else about narcissists and their family members, especially if the family members are narcs too, like them, is they're really good actors. They're so dang on good at their acting skills that they all need to go to Hollywood. I swear, they all need to go to Hollywood. They will put on an act and a show for you and for anyone else who don't really know who they are, and they will have you fooled. Even the very people who are very wise and smart and even the people that you can't fool, they will have them fooled. Okay? That's how good they are at acting and lying. The very people that you think that could not be fooled, they would have them fooled too. Just like God's word says in the Bible, even the very elect will be deceived. And that's why when I really sit and think about it as I'm going through my healing journey, I can't be mad at myself, because anybody could have been in this position. Anyone could have been fooled. Anyone could have been misled. Because this is how they disarm you, okay? They allow you to believe in the very beginning that they are for you, that they are your people, or that they are your person. They're really good at making you believe that that they're in your corner, that they really care about you, that they're really here for you, that they really love you, that they really down for you. But when God starts to reveal everything to you, you start to realize that everything that they did and said was a lie. Everything that they did and said was a hoax. And those little warning signs that they gave you, because see, they always tell on themselves, you just have to pay attention. and everything that they tell you when they do tell on themselves, you have to take them serious. Because if you don't, you'll miss the mark. It's like that saying goes, and I think it came originally from Maya Angelou. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. I'm going to say it again. When someone shows you who they are, you better believe them. The mistake I did with the narcissist that I was married to for 16 years, I didn't believe him. I didn't believe his mother. I didn't believe his sister. So the little small subtle warning signs that was presented to me, I didn't pay it attention. I didn't take heed to it. I didn't even know to do that because I was so blinded and so distracted by the love bombing that they put me through. The love bombing is what made me put my guard down and trust these people and ignore the small warning signs that I did have and I did come across and was presented to me. That's why I must forgive myself because, like I said, anyone could have been fooled, even the very elect, even the smartest, wisest people. But now that I'm here, where I'm at, I'm so grateful to God, the Most High, Elohim, for separating me from all of the drama, the nonsense, the evil in these people. He separated me from all of that. My children are around these mentally sick, twisted people, but I know God has a plan, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But that mother, that's really his wife. I was never his wife. That sister, she was in on it. The mom, she was in on it. And they told him what to do, when to do, and how to do it. Unbeknownst to me, I was just the trash can that they used to dump all their trash into. I was the toilet paper that they used to wipe themselves with. I was the shoes that they used to walk into. I was the jacket that they used to cover themselves. I was the blanket that they used to wrap themselves in. I was the food that they ate to feed themselves. I was that light energy source that they used to suck from a whole family of narcissists. I was their supply. I was their supply, unbeknownst to me. But you know something? After all of that, I'm still praising God anyhow, because there is a God in heaven who delivered me from evil, who delivered me from sorcery, who delivered me from witchcraft, who delivered me from the pit and cesspool of liars, demons. See, unbeknownst to them, they made a deal with Satan and his demons. They opened up themselves to Satan's demons to do dirty work for Satan. Unbeknownst to them, they are tools that are being used to do Satan's dirty work. I'm going to tell you something about them that I know for a fact that they know, and I am not ignorant of, is the fact that they know that they have done wrong. They know that they are doing wrong. They just don't know the name of their mental sick, twisted condition that they suffer from. They don't know the name of it, but they know that they are wrong. They know that they are doing wrong. They're just refusing to repent and get right. They're refusing to come out of that. They're refusing to fight against those demons that are using them to operate in such evil. The lesson I had to learn in dealing with these people, and for these people to be crossing my life path, is that you can't believe everything somebody tell you. You cannot allow yourself to be so naive that you just miss the mark. Don't let everybody in your home. Don't have conversations with everybody. The person that you got to protect is you at the end of the day. And I'm not saying that I won't ever be in another relationship again. I'm not even saying that marriage is bad. It's just only bad if it's with the wrong person. I'll see y'all next time in the next video. Peace and blessings to y'all.